teachers, and I saw that she was running. So on the phone right now, I have Miss Jamie Braden. How are you doing, Miss Braden?
I am just fine, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing very well. And
Good.
I just mentioned that you're running for office. Could you please tell the listeners what office you're running for?
I am running for the 26th District State Representative in Kansas City. And basically, because I've lived in this district for a couple of decades.
Okay.
So, yeah, pretty
And
much
what's
home.
yeah, it's home. Okay. And what's the reach of the 26th district?
The 26th District, I'll do it this way.
Okay.
Um, I will start at the boundaries where UMKC, and if we're going east, I'll
Mm.
go in front of Paseo. I go near, I go, I'll go, I'll go near, um, go on the, go on the east side.
Give me a little space so I can get down to the
Okay.
mailbox.
Hold on just a second. I will.
Okay.
And to the east, and then come down to a Parkway,
Mm-hmm.
to 63rd Street, and then go south on 63rd all the way over to Rock Hill.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, go west on 63rd to Rock Hill,
Mm-hmm.
and then go over south to 99th Street, 99th and Home.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, the mailman came.
Oh,
So,
no. You're fine. I mean, it's what it is. So yeah, you have a pretty nice, a pretty diverse
uh,
area.
oh, very diverse,
Yes,
very
very
diverse.
diverse area. Now, I've always known you as an educator. I've always known you as a strong advocate for children. What made you decide to transition into the realm of politics?
Um, One of the things, if you remember, I was a social studies teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a person who wanted to make sure that all of my students had accurate information on of the history, whether it was old world history, American history, Kansas City, doesn't make any difference. I wanted kids to be accurate and know what it was and why we were all here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I retired, almost been over 10 years now, I found out that I couldn't leave kids alone. And so I got involved with after school care program. And while I was working in that, I got to know parents and the community better, met more neighborhood associations. And it became obvious to me this year that all I could ever hear was, well, we'll have to cut this, we'll need to cut that. Well, we can't keep cutting stuff, not in education,
Mm-hmm.
because we're forever trying something new. I mean, we're virtual now, and to me, I'm trying to figure out, okay, that means I have to provide it in my after school care program. Um, I have parents who are coming to me and they're needing to know how could they get some assistance. Parents, as a parent, you sometimes don't want to share that you might need help. Sometimes as a parent, you're very proud because they believe that's what parenting is supposed to be about, pride and making sure that your children are always taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes parents have to let that pride go and ask for help. When you ask for help and your child knows that you've asked, then that allows them to realize there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And so all of these things have come about, and a lot of parents I dealt with were in between jobs or having problems with their housing situation, and they're transitioning every other month to someplace new to live or whatever the situation might be. And I just decided, let me go and see if I can get a new job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking my ideology of teaching, take it to the state and say, we need to learn to talk to each other and not at each other.
Mm.
And we need to learn to be more of a community, even down in Jeff City, but in order to make any changes in our state. Because if we can't get along as adults, we're not being great examples to children.
That's right. And we have to set that example for children. I mean, we gotta, just like they say in our profession, you gotta model the behavior that you want to see.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
you mentioned change, and 2020 is a year of change, a year of revelation, a year of change, a year of exposure. Now, it's like I had the conversation earlier with Bishop Morrison in regards to, we have this pandemic going on. We have the police brutality, systematic racism. We have parents fearful of sending their children to schools now. We have churches that haven't been opened in Lord knows how long. I mean, everything is just so different and uncomfortable. So my question to you, Ms. Braden, is how can you utilize your position as state rep to make the citizens in your district comfortable?
Well, sometimes you have to step up to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
What do I mean by stepping up to the plate? Even though this has been a very, it's very scary for those of us who are considered seniored adults,
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't take very much for a lot of us to get sick or to have some symptoms that you have to know what your limits are. My way to make people, or I hope of making people feel better, is that one of the things that I do believe in is I've had to learn that in the very beginning, trying to keep a mask with me all the time. When we first started, when you could come out just to go to the grocery store, trying to remember not to always be looking right at people, talking to people. And then eventually when you could get the mask and you could start wearing them, I wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
I try very hard to wear a mask at all times. I try very hard to stand the recommended distance from each other, even in the grocery store, even when I'm at home. One of my neighbors and I, we sit out on our porch every night. There's a great distance between us, so we wouldn't need a mask. But if someone else comes up near me, I try to have a mask in my pocket so that, I can talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
I have to exhibit what I want my community to do. The other way is we've had a lot of COVID testing out here in the 26th district, and when I would find out about those, I would go and volunteer. Get the mask, they give you the gloves. Because I'm a tall person, I don't do well with the long extension rod because it causes me to drop things.
Mm-hmm.
I just stick my arm all the way out with the glove on my hand and hand it to people and tell them, thank you, this is meant for you. And do you need more for your children? And that was through the courtesy of knowing my councilwoman and the other council members who, if you call me, I'll volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
Then this past Saturday with the big food giveaway, we're going to give stuff away, and they need to see people there, and people in the community need to know that if I'm going to run for this office, I want you to know who I am and that I'm willing to work. I'm not afraid to work. I believe that those are the things that are going to help me find out what I need from my constituents, and how do I make them feel that they can trust me and believe in me and tell me that if you need something, I'm going to find a way to get it to you.
Yeah, excellent.
I hope that makes sense.
Oh, it does. I mean, and it kind of led into my next question. 'Cause I was going to ask, why should people click your name versus your opponent or opponents? And you pretty much you summed it up. But I mean, what is different with how you would run your office versus your opponent?
Well, my number one, it's been probably almost 20 years since I was your teacher.
Yeah, you revealed my age.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in 20 years' time, I have not only been able to witness my middle school teachers, my middle school students, become middle school teachers. I've witnessed my middle school students become parents, get married. Do some have moved out of the city, but they find me and we Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I have had people yell my name across the store, and of course I have to turn around and say, "What school?" But apparently I made an impression upon my students when I had them, when I
Yes.
had you guys. And so if I can make an impression upon you almost, for some of you 20 years ago, for some maybe even 25 years ago, then what why would I not be able to make an impression upon adults? And
Mm-hmm.
I know adults are harder to impress. We have to really, if we're going to buy, we're going to get you something, they want to see it come through. But I believe that those young people now who are the adults, they will be my testimony. They will be able to say, if Miss Jamie says she's going to do that, then believe me, it's going to get done. May not
Mm-hmm.
get done tomorrow, but it will get done before the month is out, before the year is out.
That's right.
And that's all I can do
Yeah.
is have integrity.
Mm. And integrity is very important because we're seeing now that integrity is an attribute that most of the elected officials that we see right now handling important issues is an attribute that they don't hold in high regard. So I'm glad to hear that you're saying, hey, look, integrity is what I'm standing on. Because
So
that right there
I'm
is, oh, go ahead.
well, I'm hoping that it was my integrity that for a lot of you who were my students, um, I see that in you.
Yeah.
I see that in the things that you guys are doing in the community, and so though that's the pride that I have
Oh, well, thank
by
you.
how you care.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, because you're definitely a strong role model in the classroom, and I know you're going to be a strong role model for this state as well too.
Yeah, I
Um,
got too many of y'all to make me. I have to make y'all look good, so I got to definitely come on, and y'all be able to say, "See, I told you my teachers stand up for everything."
yes, ma'am. Well, I thank you for coming up, well, for calling in. And I do have one question to ask you. I asked this out of all the people that come on to the broadcast on
Yes.
August 4th. That's when the election is. Is it okay if if myself or I send someone else to, either call or check in with you during the whole election period, the whole voting process, and possibly follow in and check in with you at a booth or whatnot and see what's going on?
Uh, we're talking about through the rest of this election season.
Well, no, no, no. On August 4th. When
Oh, and
yeah,
August 4th,
August 4th.
sure.
Okay,
You are
perfect.
more than welcome to. Of course, I'll probably be a nervous wreck,
That's
but
fine.
I will be able to talk. I'll probably be relaxed, uh, at least relaxed as I can be. But sure, uh, you know, we always have to look at things in two ways. There are those plans that are there for you, and then there are those doors that are opening up for you. So
Hmm.
right now, I'm at the door, and hopefully the door is going to open up, and we're going to walk through it, and I'll be able to say, I need to thank a whole lot of people.
Mm.
Besides my family, I'd have to thank my community for believing in me.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
call me
Oh yeah, yo, yeah,
anytime.
yeah, yeah. We got you. We got you. And and God bless on your pursuit for this position too.
Well,
So
thank
yeah,
you once
yes, ma'am.
again. I'm just trying to show my students sometimes if we're going to be community, I guess I have to show, step up, do it, show somebody else. Like I tell people, when Reverend Cleaver was our bachelorette speaker, he told us in '73, everybody's not going to come back to Kansas City.
Mm.
Those of you who come back, I need you to reach behind you and pull the next person forward.
That's right.
And that's what I'm going to. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to take this step. I'm going to try this step. I'm going for this step. I believe in this step, and I'm going to hopefully be able to pull maybe a former student who may want to take this step too.
Hmm. All right.
Never
Well,
know.
yeah, you never know. I mean, you might,
Never
it's
know.
just all about paving the way and passing the torch. Well, Miss
Yep.
Braden, thank you.
Thank you,
And
baby.
oh yeah, and we will see you August 4th to
Okay.
to follow you around the trail and see what's happening. So, thank you.
No problem. Just give me call me or however you want to. They need to do that,
Mm.
and I'll tell them where they can meet me at.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Thank you, Miss Braden.
Thank you, sweetheart.
All right. Have a good evening.
Tell your family I said hello.
I will do.
Okay.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.